Why? Jesus Christ. Yeah, guess whose file for video just got corrupted? Me. Guess who's not recording that? Again, me. So let's just go do some gun stuff. The GOA. Well, the GOA, otherwise standing for the Gun Owners of America, is basically what Democrats think the NRA is. Except, better. So you can already tell I'm not going to say you should support it, but well, they're a very good organization to support if you like guns. Okay, so listen or let you listen to some clickbait from the GOA. The four-part Biden plan to destroy the Second Amendment. Well, okay, that's extreme, but maybe they can back it up. Biden's so-called gun safety plan explained, which actually the GOA and some other organizations I follow, but the GOA is what I'm covering, actually do a decent job of breaking down quote-unquote gun safety plans or something like that, or whatever it's called. For the last 4 years, we had a Republican president in the White House. As in the past decades, Republicans muddled with the NCIS. Wait, NICS system and failed to defend bump stocks. But Hillary won. Gun owners would have suffered many more losses than this. However, Gun Owners of America was able to achieve many policy goals under the Trump administration. We detailed that under the Article 10 wins for gun owners under the Trump administration, but our victories will not survive the Biden-Harris administration. Imagine the destruction that will be caused in an administration that refuses to acknowledge that the Second Amendment protects individual rights, or a president who believes it's okay to confiscate millions of commonly owned firearms. Now, their argument may be something. The Second Amendment doesn't it doesn't cover the people. It covers the militia. Oh wait, Supreme Court case. The Supreme Court says actually it does, covers the people. Also, they didn't really read past the first line because of well, a well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So, in other words, if you say you have to get a gun license, well, or if you confiscate guns without a legitimate reason, 2A says, no, the right of the people, not the right of the militia. So, yeah. Anyways, that's what we're facing if Joe Biden wins the 2020 presidential election. Whatever he did. The following contains quotations directly from Joe Biden's gun control proposal. I will contextualize each proposal or proposed infringement. So, semi-automatic gun and magazine bans and confiscations. Federal gun bans and magazine bans to be enforced by Robert Francis. Beto O'Rourke. Robert Francis take your AR-15 O'Rourke. Yeah, I didn't read that last bit. Here's a direct quote according to the GOA. Ban the manufacture and sale of assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. Well, what's a high-capacity magazine? Well, you might say 50 rounds. Oh no. You are so mistaken. No, I think in California it's 10 rounds. so you can still have all your 1911s because they have 7 or 8. Uh, Hypothesis. The federal law prevents hunters from hunting migration game birds with more than 3 shells in their shotgun. Okay, well, why does it matter if they have the amount of shells? I can just imagine seeing like a quick reload system where you just like have like a bunch of shotgun shells just whoop whoop, and you just have like you only have 3 rounds in your shotgun once per time, or or only once, but actually no, that would probably be seen as a magazine. I don't care. Prevent hunters. That means our federal law does not protect. That means our federal law does more to protect ducks than children. It's wrong. Joe Biden will enact legislation to once again ban assault weapons. This time, the bans will be designated based on lessons learned from 1994. For example, the ban on assault weapons will be designed to prevent manufacturers from circumventing the law by making minor changes that don't limit the weapon's lethality. Okay, let's take a look at the California assault weapons ban because, well, it's California. Of course, I'm going to do that one. Okay, so what I think it is, I'm pretty sure from what I found, is a muzzle. Oh no, a flash protector. I think that's what it's called. It's no, a barrel shroud. Sorry, a barrel shroud, which is, I'm pretty sure, completely cosmetic. I'm not very, gun stuff. I know kind of how AKs work. It and it's a rotating bolt. Um, but it has a barrel shroud, a adjustable stock, and a pistol grip. Now, barrel shrouds, I'm pretty sure, are completely used for cosmetic purposes. Okay, maybe they prevent muzzle flash or something. But anyways, or minimize muzzle flash. Um, the or to the shooter at least. Minimize muzzle flash to the shooter, maybe. The and pistol grips are they're pistol grips. What? Next one. Adjustable stock. It's an adjustable stock. You could just make a shorter stock if you'd like to. But you could negate this. Actually, is it 2 of 3 that you can't have? I think it is. Yeah, it's 2 of 3. Damn it. You could negate this by not having an adjustable stock and not having a pistol grip. So yeah, I mean, Joe Biden, they're not minor changes. A pistol grip is not minor. I mean, it doesn't change the functionality of the weapon. It just makes them look extremely ugly, but it doesn't change the functionality. That's generally the magazine, the cartridge, barrel length, things like that. Anyways, basically they don't affect the gun's functionability. Jesus. Um, yeah, but how are you going to make sure that manufacturers can't just get rid of a pistol grip or get rid of an adjustable stock? Exactly. I mean, are you going to have a similarity, or are you going to make them change the caliber? Jesus. While looking to pass legislation, Biden will use his executive authority, meaning he's not going to pass a law. He's going to make an executive action to ban the importation of assault weapons. Well, see, there's this thing called gun kits, and basically they're guns that have been chopped up, and then you put a through you put a few rivets, nuts, bolts, welds, mills, stamps, doesn't matter, through, and voila, you now have your newest AK, because AK, yeah, right, AK, because ARs are pretty American. Ugh, Jesus. Um, yeah. Mandatory gun and magazine registration. If you can afford it, as each firearm or magazine will require a separate 200 NFA tax stamp. $200. If you don't know what an NFA tax stamp is, basically for every fully automatic weapon or SBR or things like that, or suppressor silencer thing, you basically owe $200 to the government, and it's in your taxes. It's a tax stamp. If you couldn't figure out what it does, yeah. I don't know why I'm explaining this. Anyways, next sentence. The federal law prevents hunters from buying. Oh wait, no, sorry. Right? No, no. 200. Yeah, found it. Regulate possession. This is a quote of existing assault weapons under the National Firearms Act (NFA). Um, Currently, the National Firearms Act (NFA) requires individuals um um processing machine gun registers that those weapons with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives (ATF). Due to these requirements, such weapons are rarely used in crimes, as President Biden will pursue legislation to regulate the process of existing assault weapons. Would you also know why these are rarely used in crimes? Because they're very expensive. Did you know that? So even if they were obtained illegally, they're still very expensive. And if they're obtained illegally, I can't tell you the price, but they're still more expensive than probably a pistol. Wow, are you telling me that criminals and potential mass shooters aren't afraid to get their guns illegally? Who, who would say that? Not me. Oh, Jesus, let's continue. Uh, um, these requirements are, okay, yes, that was it. Mandatory gun confiscation. Buy back the assault weapons and high capacity magazines already in our community. Biden will also institute a program to buy back weapons of war currently in our streets. Weapons of war. Say, like the AR 15, definitely not a civilian grade version of the M16 and M4 weapon system. That it's civilian grade and was made so because civilians, say ex-military members, wanted a similar platform. Anyways, let's continue. This gives individuals who possess these assault weapons or high-capacity magazines two options: sell the weapons to the government or register under the National Firearms Act. Well, would 80% lowers count? Because you can print out 80% lowers for like AR-15s or AKs. AKs are harder, so I suspect AR-15s are gonna get printed out. But let's say a gun buyback were to happen. If someone were just to like have, say, two 3D printers, and you were to come up with like 10 of them, you could probably get $1,000 for what, $20, however much your material costs. Look, I'm not saying you should do that if a buyback happens, but scam the government. Let's continue. Um, yeah. Prepared the ban of manufacture of all guns except so-called smart guns. Smart guns. What's a smart gun? Are you, do you think America's shooting problem is because of negligent discharges? Put Americans on a path to ensure that 100% of all firearms in America are smart guns. Today, we have technology to allow only authorized users to fire a gun. For example, existing smart gun technology require fingerprint match before use. Well, let's see. Oh no, there's a mass shooter. Ding dong. Bang bang. No, no, that's Jesus. That just that defeats the purpose of a gun. I mean, sure, you'll still get damage, but after what? Um, 100 seconds? I mean, yeah. What if you get like a new friend, and they aren't in it? I mean, is that now a crime? Smart guns. Um, yeah, but that's going to cost a lot. Because I don't know if you knew this, but those cost a lot. And just because we have the technology doesn't mean we should do it. I mean, yes, we have the technology to, you know, go to the core, mostly involving lots and lots of explosives. But does it mean we should? No. Because one, we'll all die. Two, no. um, but right now, the NRA and gun manufacturers are bullying firearms dealer who try to sell these guns. What? You do realize the NRA it doesn't go to no they're a lobbying thing, and firearm manufacturers only produce weapons that get bought by the dealer. So what? Jesus. Yes, and of course it's the NRA. Um, Biden will stand up against these bullying well, first you have to prove that these tactics exist. You can't just say, "Oh, they exist." Bullying tactics and issue a call to action for gun manufacturers, dealers, and other public and private entities to take steps to accelerate our transitions to smart guns. Smart guns. Oh, Jesus. Strip firearm and ammunition industry of civil liability protections and hold manufacturers engaged in lawful commerce liable for criminals engaging in criminal activity. Okay, you want to do this? Okay, a mass shooter drank water. Therefore, the bottled water company who produced that water should be responsible. Really? Okay, so a person used a certain type of gun. Therefore, the gun manufacturer is responsible for the deaths. No. Should I say because Adolphus Schicklgruber had Adolf Schicklgruber, if you can figure out who that is, should be fairly obvious. Um, does that mean he's responsible for the death of the deaths of the specific racial minority? No, that's ridiculous. End of video. Bye.